So hello everyone, we will be moving to the third topic in oral anatomy, which is eruption and calcification of the dentition, with a specific reference to or specific emphasis on permanent dentition, how the permanent dentition, the formation and eruption of permanent dentition takes place, and the transition from the mixed dentition period to the complete permanent dentition period. So it's a more or less a continuation of what we have seen in the previous two chapters, and the reference textbook is the same for this chapter as well. So let's talk about the calcification and eruption of the permanent dentition. So we will be first dealing with the prenatal development of the dentition. So when you are revising this chapter, keep one thing in your mind, that the questions from this chapter are mostly factual based questions. There will be like direct fact based questions. There won't be like clinically relevant or clinical application level questions won't be asked from this chapter. Most of the questions will be direct questions and it will be fact based questions. So you require a lot of revision when you are dealing with such topics like eruption and calcification, because it involves a lot of time period. When is the first indication of calcification? When is the first indication of development? When is this particular tooth is erupting into the oral cavity? So many time period is being discussed in this chapter, so you require a lot of revision for this chapter, and it is like an easy hit and run. If you know it, you will easily get the marks, or you will lose the marks. So be thorough with this. You have to keep on revising all this data, and the questions will be always fact based questions from such chapters. So first we will be dealing with the prenatal development. So we are discussing the important landmarks in the development of the dentition, which are often asked in the previous exams. So in the prenatal stage, the first evidence or first indication of tooth formation is seen during the 6th week of prenatal life. So this is an important landmark. The first indication of the tooth formation is occurring in the 6th week of prenatal life. So also keep in mind that the 6th week is almost like your 1.5 months. So 4 weeks like 1 month. So 6 weeks is like your 1.5 months. So in fact, they can ask you in like that also. You might be learning it in like the first indication of tooth formation is in the 6th week. And in the question paper, they will give you the indication is in 1 month, in 3 months, 1.5 months, 6 months. So like that, intrauterine, one month, 1.5 months, 2 months, 6 months, like that they can give you options. So you don't have to panic. If you have learned it, you are thorough with that you know the first indication of the tooth formation is during the 6th week, you can simply answer that question, that 6th week is approximately 1.5 months. So that is how you have to approach these questions. And now the second important milestone in the development is the calcification of the primary teeth. It begins in utero from 13 to 16 weeks post fertilization. So you know, first indication of tooth formation is during the 6th week, and almost double the time. So 6 weeks after that is like 12 weeks. So almost after the double the time, calcification of this dentition is beginning. And by 18 to 20 weeks, so 13 to 16 weeks, the first calcification of the primary tooth has begun, and by 18 to 20 weeks all the primary teeth have begun to calcify. So these are the important landmarks in the prenatal development. The first one is the first indication of tooth development or tooth formation is evident during the 6th week of prenatal life, and calcification is beginning during 13 to 16 weeks of post fertilization. And finally the primary teeth, all the primary teeth will have begun to calcify around 18 to 20 weeks. Now other few important facts with regard to primary dentition development is that the primary tooth crown formation takes only some 2 to 3 years from initial calcification to root completion. So keep in mind that from initial calcification to root completion, the primary tooth crown formation, it takes only some 2 to 3 years. Now another important MCQ is that the how many tooth will be visible for the X-ray. If you take an X-ray of a newborn baby, how many tooth will be visible for a baby at birth? So that is 24, which is your 20 teeth from the primary dentition, and in addition to that you can also see the 4 first permanent molars. So 24 tooth will be seen for a newborn baby. When an X-ray is taken for a newborn baby at birth, the number of teeth visible will be 24. Don't say 20, like thinking only primary dentition will be evident. No, in addition to that, the first permanent molars will be also visible. So altogether 24 tooth will be seen for the X-ray taken for a newborn baby. So, this is a table which summarizes the major milestones or major landmarks in the development of the primary dentition. We are dealing with the upper arch first. So, we have already seen that the initial calcification begins for the primary dentitions around 13 to 16 weeks post fertilization, and by 18 to 20 weeks, all the primary teeth have begun to calcify. So, the hard tissue formation, the various time periods at which the primary dentition is showing hard tissue formation is 14 weeks in utero for central incisor, 16 weeks for lateral incisor, canine it is 17 weeks, first molar is 15 and a half weeks, and second molar it is 19 weeks. So you have to note that almost like by 13 to 16 weeks it has begun. That is like your central incisors are showing the signs of calcification, and by 19 weeks your second molar also, the primary second molar is also showing the evidence of calcification. Now the amount of enamel formed at birth, that is how much of enamel is formed at the time of the birth, it is first thing you have to notice it that none of the primary dentition or none of the primary incisors, the primary tooth in the upper arch has completed the enamel formation at the time of birth. That is only 5/6 is formed for your maxillary central incisors, whereas 2/3 of the enamel is formed for their maxillary lateral incisor, only 1/3 for your canine, and for first molar only the cusp are united. Occlusal is completely calcified plus 1/2 to 3/4 of the crown height is also calcified. Now the second molar again the cusp are united. Occlusal is incompletely calcified. So please note that only the primary first molar is occlusal has completely calcified. Among the molars in the upper arch, only the primary first molar, it is the occlusal surface is completely occlusal portion is completely calcified, whereas the second primary molar the occlusal is incompletely calcified and the calcified tissue covers 1/5 to 1/4 of the crown height. So when you are about regarding the enamel formation at birth, two important points that you have to notice is that in the upper primary dentition none of the tooth has completely calcified, or the enamel formation is not complete for the primary dentition in the upper arch at the time of the birth. And also specifically remember the second primary molar, the occlusal is incompletely calcified. Now enamel completion, when is the enamel completion happening? After the birth. So for central incisor it is after 1.5 months after the birth, lateral incisors it is 2.5 months, canine it is 9 months, first molar it is 6 months, and second molar it is 11 months. Now another important landmark in the development of the dentition is the eruption time. So eruption time is very important. Most often the questions will be related to your eruption time. So the maxillary central incisor in the primary dentition, the eruption is happening around 10 months with a deviation of within a range of 8 to 12 months. Then lateral incisors it is 11 months. Then you have your canines which is 19 months. First molar it is 16 months. Again here 13 to 19 for boys and 14 to 19 months for girls. And second molar is around 29 months. So here you have to note that we have already seen the eruption sequence for the primary dentition in the first chapter, where we have noticed that the sequence of eruption is A, B, D, C, E. So here it is 10 months for the central incisors, 11 months for the lateral incisors, and after that it is the first primary molar which is erupting, which is 16 months, and then your canine 19 months, and finally the second molar is at a period of 29 months after birth. Now root completion. So root completion is happening around 1.5 years for the central incisors, 2 years for the lateral incisors, 3.5 years for the canine. First molar it is 2.5 years, and second molar again it is 3 years. So here also you have to note that there is a difference in the eruption sequence and root completion. The eruption sequence was A, B, D, C, E. Here it is A, B, D, then you have your second molar, that is E, and finally it is the canine which is having the root completion. So the primary dentition, the upper arch, the canine is the last tooth to have the root completed, whereas the first tooth to have the root completed is your central incisor. Coming to the lower arch in primary dentition, the hard tissue formation is beginning at around 14 weeks in utero for the central incisors, then lateral incisors 16 weeks, canine 17 weeks, first molar 15 and a half weeks, and second molar 18 weeks. Now coming to the amount of enamel formed at birth, again for the primary dentition in the lower arch, the enamel is not completely formed for the tooth, none of the primary tooth, and here also the second molar, the occlusal, is incompletely calcified. In the second primary molar, in the lower arch also, the occlusal is incompletely calcified, whereas the lower primary first molar, the occlusal is completely calcified. Now coming to the enamel completion after birth, it is 2.5 months after birth for the central incisors, 3 months for lateral incisors, 9 months for canine. First molar it is 5.5 months, and second molar it is 10 months. Now coming to the important landmark, that is the eruption. So eruption, the first important point you have to notice is that the first primary tooth to erupt into the oral cavities is your mandibular central incisors, the earliest one, because it is eruption is happening at around 8 months. So if you remember, for the maxillary central incisor, it was around 10 months. So in primary dentition, the first one to erupt is your mandibular central incisor with a mean age of 8 months and with a range of 6 to 10 months, followed by the lateral incisors at around 13 months. Then you have your first molar. So again it is the sequence A, B, D, C, E. So the first primary molar, which is erupting at 16 months of age, followed by canine at 20 months of age, and finally your second molars at 27 months of age. Here you have to see that there is a gender disparity in the eruption of the second primary molar in the lower arch, whereas in the upper arch we were seeing a disparity in the gender only for our first molar. In the upper arch it was the first molar which was showing a gender disparity, whereas in the lower arch it is the second molar which is showing a gender predilection. Now coming to root completion, here also you have to notice that it is the canine which is undergoing the root completion last. That is, the last primary tooth to have its root completed is the canine in the lower arch, whereas it's the same for the upper arch as well. In both arches it is the canines which is undergoing the root completion at the last sequence. Now talking about the permanent dentition, the minimum requirement or the minimum number of developmental lobes or centers of formation that is required for the permanent dentition is 4, or it can be more than that, but minimum of 4 centers of formation is required for a permanent teeth. So this centers of formation or developmental lobes, they tend to they proceed each other and there is a complete collisions of it takes place. So in the dentine there might not be evidences of this demarcation or the evidences of demarcation between the developmental lobes, but the certain signs are found on the surfaces of the crowns and roots, and they are called as developmental grooves. So these developmental grooves which we find in the permanent tooth are actually the lines of demarcation of the lines of demarcation representing the different centers of formation. So the minimum number of requirement is 4 for permanent dentition. It can be more for molars as well as premolars, but the minimum is 4. So for the central incisor, the picture is showing the 3 developmental lobes for the central incisor from the labial aspect, and there is one more center of formation on the lingual aspect. So there is in total 4 centers of formation for your central incisor, and the other picture is showing the centers of formation for a molar. There are 5 centers of formation of molars which has been shown in this picture, and the developmental grooves are lines of demarcation of this developmental lobes or centers of formation which is seen in the permanent dentition. So all the anterior teeth will have 4 lobes, that is 3 labially and 1 lingually. The labial ones are known as mesial, labial and distal. It's shown in the picture which is marked as 1, 2 and 3, mesial, labial and distal. The lingual lobe is represented by your cinculum, which is seen in the permanent dentition. Now the labial lobe of the incisor terminates incisely in a rounded eminence which is called as mamelons. So the mamelons are the labial lobes of the incisors which terminates in the rounded eminence on the incisal aspect, which are called as your mamelons. So they are actually representatives of the labial lobe. Now the maxillary central incisors show traces of the fusion of these lobes by lines of demarcation. We have seen it as developmental grooves. In case of maxillary central incisor, it is known as labial grooves. In premolars, again, like your anterior tooth, all the premolars have 4 lobes, that is mesial, buccal, distal and lingual lobes. So it is shown in the picture, the mesial, buccal and the lingual one. The distal one is not shown here, it is on the other aspect. Now an exception is there. For mandibular second premolar, it has got 5 lobes. So except for mandibular second premolar, all other premolars have 4 lobes. The mandibular second premolar has got 5 lobes. So you have your mesial, buccal and distal, and the mandibular second premolar have got 2 lingual lobes. So if you remember, mandibular second premolar is one tooth which often shows a tendency for 2 lingual cusp and the variation in the occlusal anatomy. So the mandibular second premolar developmentally has got 5 lobes, mesial, buccal and distal, which is common for all premolars, and in addition to that it has got 2 lingual lobes, mesiolingual and distolingual. So please remember, it's an extremely important point. All premolars have 4 lobes except your mandibular second premolar, which has got 5 lobes, and these 5 lobes are due to the 2 lingual lobes. So in molar, in case of molars, the lobe, the developmental lobes or centers of formation are named same as that of the cusp. That is, you have your mesiobuccal cusp, distobuccal cusp, mesiolingual cusp, distolingual cusp and finally your fifth cusp. So the molar lobes will be named as the same as that of this cusp. So if you have the mesiobuccal lobe, distobuccal lobe, mesiolingual lobe, distolingual lobe and your fifth lobe. So the tip of each cusp represents the primary center of formation of each lobe. So how many cusp is there for the particular molar, that much center of formation will be there for that molars. Now one more information is that the tubercles of enamel may be found in addition to the primary lobe. So that is another developmental feature of the permanent dentition, which is the tubercles of enamel, which may be found in addition to the primary lobes. Now the chronology of the permanent dentition in the maxilla. So the first evidence of calcification, you have to notice it that at birth the evidence of calcification is only for your permanent molars, the first permanent molars. The rest of the all other permanent dentition is showing the evidence of calcification later, only after the birth. So at birth you can only see a calcification for your first permanent molar. So that's the reason why we have already seen that when you take an X-ray of a newborn baby at the time of birth, you can see all the primary dentition. In addition to that, you can see only the first permanent molars, the 4 first permanent molars. No other permanent tooth is showing any evidence of calcification at the time of the birth. Later, the central incisor is showing the evidence of calcification at 3 to 4 months. Then you have your lateral incisors at 10 to 12 months, canines 4 to 5 months. Premolars are only 1.5 to 1/3/4 years. Second premolars is 2 to 2 and 1/4 years, and your second permanent molar is 2.5 to 3 years, and finally your third molars is around 7 to 9 years of age. So you have to notice it that only by the 7 to 9 years of age, only at that period the calcification of the permanent dentition is about to, like, it's all the permanent dentition has begun calcification only at the age of 7 to 9 years. So before that, at the time of the birth, only the first permanent molars is calcified, and the last teeth to show the evidence of calcification is your third molars, which is only by the age of 7 to 9 years. We have already seen 18 to 20 weeks in vitro. That's the time period by which all the primary dentition has begun calcification. Whereas in permanent dentition, it's a very wide range. At birth, there is the evidence of calcification for your first permanent molars, whereas the third permanent molars, that is the last tooth to erupt, is showing the evidence of calcification only at the age of 7 to 9 years. Now crown completion. So crown completion is completed first for your first permanent molars around 2.5 to 3 years of age. Central incisors and lateral incisors at the age of 4 to 5 years. Canine 6 to 7 years. Premolars 6 to 7 years. For the second premolars, and your first premolars is 5 to 6 years. Second molars is 7 to 8 years, and the third molars is 12 to 16 years of age. Now coming to eruption. Eruption, the first tooth to erupt in the upper arch is your first permanent molar at the period of 6 to 7 years. Then you have your central incisors at 7 to 8 years, followed by lateral incisors at 8 to 9 years. Then actually it's not the canine, it is the first premolars. It is erupting at a period of 10 to 11 years. Then you have your second premolars at 10 to 12 years of period, and canine at 11 to 12 years. So here also you after the first permanent molars, your central incisors, lateral incisors, then you have the eruption of your first premolars, second premolars, then the canines, and followed by that the second permanent molars, which is erupting at the time period of 12 to 13 years, and finally your third permanent molars at the period of 17 to 21 years of age. Now the root completion is happening around 2 to 3 years after the eruption. So 10 years for your central incisors, 11 years for your lateral incisors, 13 to 15 years for your canine, 12 to 13 for your permanent first premolars. Second premolars are at 12 to 14 years, 9 to 10 years for your first permanent molars, 14 to 16 for your second molars, and finally 18 to 25 for your permanent third molars. Coming to the lower arch permanent dentition, the first evidence of calcification again is it's the same as in the upper arch. At birth, only the first permanent molars are showing the signs of calcification. None of the other permanent tooth there is no evidence of calcification for any of the other permanent tooth. Now 3 to 4 months is the time period at which there is the first evidence of calcification for your central incisors as well as your lateral incisors in the lower arch. 4 to 5 months for your canines. Then 1/4 to 2 years for your first premolars. Second premolars is 1/4 to 2.5 years for second premolars, and 2.5 to 3 years for your second molars, and 8 to 10 years for your third molars. So please note that it is 8 to 10 years for your third molars. So from birth, then there is a time period of 8 to 10 years. So that is the time at which all the where you can see that all the permanent teeth of the lower arch has begun calcification. It was 7 to 9 years in the case of upper arch for the third molars, 8 to 10 years in case of the lower arch third molars. Now the same pattern is followed in the crown completion. You have your first permanent molars whose crown is completed at around 2.5 to 3 years, which is the earliest, followed by your central incisors as well as lateral incisors at 4 to 5 years of age period, then canines at 6 to 7 years, then first permanent premolars at 5 to 6 years, second premolars at 6 to 7 years, second molars at 7 to 8 years, and finally your third molars at 12 to 16 years. Now coming to eruption. The earliest of the eruption is happening for the first permanent molars at 6 to 7 years of age, which is the time period at which your first permanent molars in the upper arch is also showing the signs of eruption. One thing you have to notice it is that followed by the eruption of first permanent molars, there is the eruption of your mandibular central incisors. So the first permanent tooth to erupt in the oral cavity is your first permanent molars in the upper and lower arch, followed by which almost at the same time period the mandibular central incisors will also erupt, 6 to 7 years of age period. And one more important thing is that in the permanent dentition, it is the mandibular central incisors which are erupting before the maxillary central incisors. So the first permanent tooth to erupt into the oral cavity is your first permanent molars, followed by which there is the eruption of your mandibular central incisors at 6 to 7 years of age as well. Now the lateral incisors are erupting at 7 to 8 years of age, canines at 9 to 10 years of age, first premolars at 10 to 12 years of age, second premolars at 11 to 12 years of age, second molars at 11 to 13 years of age, and finally your third molars at 17 to 21 years of age. Similar to the upper arch, the root completion is happening within 2 to 3 years of time period for the lower permanent dentition as well. So for the first permanent molars, the root completion is happening at around 9 to 10 years of age. Central incisors, it is happening for 9 years of age. Lateral incisors, it is 10 years of age. Canines, it is 12 to 14. Premolars, it is 12 to 13. For the first premolar, second premolar it is 13 to 14, second molars it is 14 to 15, and finally your third molar at 18 to 25. Now, one more important thing in the eruption in case of permanent dentition in the lower arch is that followed by your central and lateral incisors, it is the canines which are erupting. In the upper arch, it was the first permanent molar, central incisors, lateral incisors, first premolar, second premolar, and then only the canines were erupting. But in the lower arch, it is the first permanent molar, 6 to 7 years of age, central incisors at 6 to 7 years of age, lateral incisors at 7 to 8 years of age, followed by which it is the canines which are erupting. So mandibular canines are erupting before the mandibular premolars and mandibular premolars, that is both first and second premolars. The canines are erupting at the age of 9 to 10 years, whereas in the upper arch on the canines are erupting only after the eruption of the first premolars. So that's a important difference in the upper and lower arch. So to summarize the important landmarks in case of the development of permanent dentition, the mineralization of the permanent dentition is entirely postnatal. So that's an important point. And formation of each tooth takes around 8 to 12 years. It was just 2 to 3 years in the case of primary dentition, but in case of permanent dentition, the formation of each tooth takes about 8 to 12 years. And at birth, only tooth which shows the evidence of calcification in permanent dentition, it is the permanent first molars. And by 8 years, all permanent first molars have calcified except for your third molars. Most of the time, the third molars are showing the signs of calcification, or the beginning of calcification is happening both in the upper and lower arch around the age of 8 years. But by that time period, all the other permanent teeth would have completed its calcification. So the sequence of eruption in the maxillary dentition is your permanent first molars, then you have your central incisors, lateral incisors, first premolars, canines, second premolars, second molars, and finally your third molars. Or sometimes there might be an alteration in the eruption sequence between your canines and your second premolar. So first permanent molar, central incisors, lateral incisors, first premolars, that will be following the same sequence. Sometimes the second premolars can precede the eruption of your canines in the upper arch. So then the sequence of eruption will be 6, 1, 2, 4, 5, 3 and 7, 8. The normal sequence is 6, 1, 2, 4, 3, 5, 7, 8. But sometimes it can erupt like 6, 1, 2, 4, 5, 3, 7, 8. Now in the mandibular dentition, it is 6, 1, 2. Again, the canines are erupting before the premolars in case of the lower arch. So the sequence will be 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. And the permanent tooth will not show any eruptive movements until the crown formation is completed. So only after the crown formation is completed, the permanent dentition will show any signs of eruptive tooth movements. Now coming to one of the most important topics, that is the mixed dentition. So the period of mixed dentition is characterized by the emergence of permanent tooth as well as the exfoliation of the primary tooth. So last few years there has been questions which are exactly the picture based questions. They have used the exact pictures from the Wheeler's textbook of anatomy, and the pattern is like this, that is, they will give you a particular picture and you will be asked to identify at which stage of mixed dentition or what is the age or chronological age of that particular dentition. So you have to deduce the chronological age of that given patient based on the number of, or based on the which of the primary tooth has been lost and which all permanent tooth has erupted into the oral cavity. So it's a very clinically relevant questions which are asked from the mixed dentition period. So look at these pictures. The first one is showing the status of dentition at 6 years of age. So 6 years of the age marks the period of the beginning of the mixed dentition. So you can see that the blue colored tooths are the primary tooth and the rest of the white colored ones are the permanent dentition. So first thing you have to notice here is that all the primary tooth are intact. All the primary tooth are present in the oral cavity, and the first permanent molars are erupting. So before the eruption of the permanent first molars, no other primary tooth will be lost. So that's an important point. Only after the eruption of the permanent first molars, any of the primary tooth will undergo exfoliation. So 6 years of age will be characterized by all the primary tooth being present in the oral cavity, and as well as the eruption of the first permanent molars. And first permanent tooth to erupt is your mandibular first molars. Now followed by which there is the eruption of the central incisors, especially your mandibular central incisors will erupt into the oral cavity. So followed by the eruption of the permanent first molars, there will be eruption of your mandibular central incisors, which is again happening at around a period of 7 years of age. So please look at the picture on the left side. On the second picture on the left side, it is showing the status of the dentition at 7 years of age. You can notice that the permanent first molars are now in occlusion. In the previous picture, the permanent first molars were just erupting, but 7 years of age, the permanent first molars are now in occlusion. And you have lost your central incisors, primary central incisors, in both upper and lower arch, as well as you have lost your lateral incisors in the lower arch. So 7 years of age is characterized by the occlusion or the cusp to cusp contact between the permanent first molars in the upper and lower arch, and there is the loss of your primary central incisors as well as the loss of your primary lateral incisors in the lower arch. So the mandibular central incisors is the first central incisors to erupt into the oral cavity, followed by your maxillary central incisors, and mandibular lateral incisors erupt very soon after the central incisors. And when these central incisors are erupting, the incisor follicles as well as the follicles of the canines will be positioned lingual to the deciduous roots. So if the deciduous tooth is retained, most of the time the permanent incisors will be erupting lingually or palatally to the primary incisors. So please again look at these pictures. We are showing the status of dentition at 8 years and 9 years. So at 8 years of age, you can notice that you have already lost all your incisors, primary incisors, both in upper and lower arch. Both upper and lower arch, all the incisors are lost. The permanent first molars have already erupted, and your lateral and central incisors in the lower arch are also well erupted. In addition to that, compared to the previous picture, here the central incisors in the upper arch have also erupted. So you have the complete eruption of the permanent first molars, the central and lateral incisors in the lower arch, and the central incisors in the upper arch. And the next year, that is around 9 years of age, your lateral incisors in the upper arch also will make their appearance. So the maxillary central incisors will erupt, followed by which 1 year later your maxillary lateral incisors will also be erupted. So at 9 years of age, please look at the picture, you can notice that all your incisors, permanent incisors, have erupted and made contact with each other, and you already have your permanent first molars. So at around 8.5 years of age, there will be 12 permanent tooth. That is your 4 first permanent molars and 8 incisors. And you will also have 12 deciduous tooth. That is the 4 canines and the 8 molars. So around 8.5 years of age, 12 permanent tooth and 12 deciduous tooth will be present in the oral cavity. Now the status of dentition at 10 years of age. So 10 years of age, you can notice that now what is remaining is mostly your second primary molars, both in the upper and lower arch, as well as your maxillary primary canine. So only 3 primary tooth will be most of the time remaining at around 10 years of age period, and the first premolars have also erupted at the age of 10 years. So please note in the picture the first premolars, both in the upper and lower arch, the first premolars have erupted. and the mandibular canines will make an appearance at around 9 to 10 years of age. And also you can see that the developing premolars will be placed between the bifurcation of your primary molar root. So in this picture, the primary molars, the second primary molars are remaining, and within the bifurcation of this primary molars, the developing premolars will be placed. So at around 10 years of age, you have lost both the primary molars as well as all the central incisors, all the incisors of the primary dentition. So your what is remaining is only the second primary molars and the maxillary primary canine. And the maxillary as well as mandibular first premolars have already made their appearance, and mandibular canine has also made an appearance around at the age of 9 to 10 years. By 11 years of age, you have lost all your primary tooth. There is none of the primary tooth will be remaining in the mouth around 11 years of age. And the last primary tooth to be replaced in the oral cavity is your maxillary primary canine, which is happening around the age of 11 to 12 years. And the second premolars will be erupting into the oral cavity at an age of 11 to 12 years. So please note that by 10 years you have your primary second molars as well as your primary maxillary canine, and by 11 years you have lost all your primary tooth, and the last tooth to be replaced by a permanent tooth in the oral cavity is your maxillary primary canine, which is happening around the age of 11 to 12 years. And the second premolars most often erupt into the oral cavity at an age of 11 to 12 years. In the upper arch, most of the time the second premolars may precede the second premolars may precede the canines in the upper arch, but in the lower arch the canines will be erupting prior to your premolars. At 12 years of age, your second molars will also erupt into the oral cavity. So we have already seen by 11 years of age, you have lost all your primary tooth. So it's basically your mixed dentition ends by the age of 11 years. And by 12 years, you have the eruption of, or you have the, you will notice the appearance of the second molars around 12 years of age. Now the picture is showing the status of dentition at 15 years and 21 years. At 15 years, all other tooth other than your third molars, all the other permanent tooth will be erupted into the oral cavity and will be making a good occlusal contact. And the third molars will be coming, will make an appearance until the age of, not until the age of 17 years, or mostly at the period between 17 to 21 years of age. And by 21 years of age, the third molars also will erupt and will make a good occlusal contact. So that's all about your eruption and calcification of the dentition. As I have said, most of the questions will be fact-based questions, so you have to keep on revising with respect to this chapter. And also please go through the pictures with regard to the mixed dentition, because the questions has been directly from these pictures. They will, last 2 years they have exactly given the same pictures from the Wheeler's textbook of anatomy, and they have asked questions based on that. So that will be a clear hit and run cases for us. So please go through the pictures, keep on revising, try to look at the picture and try to deduct which age or which chronological age is this status of dentition is representing, and please go through the tables. Please be thorough with the eruption sequence, the first evidence of calcification, and also about the root completion.